What's going on, everyone? Had some technical difficulties, but I'm here and ready to rock and roll. Are you ready to do the same? I'm so excited about today's topic because if you know what I know, you need to be ready to unlock the growth using streamlined workflows. I'm Danette Moss, business systems and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady over at Let's Talk Strategies, home of the SaaS Factor. And over there in that awesome location that I hang out at, Let's Talk Strategies, I generally work with those, let's say, overwhelmed female CEOs. They may have already, they've been very well established, maybe 2 to 3 years in business, but they're kind of still struggling because they're operating in that solopreneur mode. They don't have anyone to assist them. They may even have a VA assisting them, but they lack something that's so big that keeps them really running up against the wall and not having much success. They lack systems. I'm all about helping you get your SaaS on in your business. I'm extremely excited about our topic today. And as we begin to wrap up the Women's History Month, today being day 29, I've just really, truly, thoroughly been enjoying myself with sharing and providing these tips so that you can also be a woman of history for your business so that you can help whoever she is take her business or her life or both to the next level. So let's go ahead and let's dive in on this topic, of course, as we go through this series of Empowering Women Together. And when we speak about the topic at hand on maximizing the efficiency piece of your business, unlocking growth using the streamlined workflow method, there's going to be three things that I think, and we're going to kind of go deep in. Hopefully, it won't be as long as it was yesterday. Dive into optimizing certain said business processes. The reason why it's important to optimize is it because it allows you to identify the bottlenecks. Y'all know I use a lot of the terminology of you're taking mud and throwing it up against the wall, expecting for it to stick. Yeah. When you are doing that, you are truly causing bottlenecks in your business. So, one way to optimize your business processes, the first thing to do is identify those bottlenecks. I'm going to talk more about how to identify them shortly. We're also going to talk about eliminating or simplifying your steps, SAS, simplify, automate, systematize, and streamline. And then I'm also going to talk about automation, looking, thinking about certain optimization or optimizing tools that you can use to get you where you need to be. And because I am a coach, a consultant, maybe coach sultan, if you want to call me that, business system strategist, it's business consulting and coaching. And I tend to work with women or female CEOs that are coaches, consultants, and service providers. The one thing that I see that you guys struggle with is the fact that you hadn't identified, you hadn't simplified. We tend to overcomplicate and we have no automation in place. Or we may have automation in place, but we got 5, 6, 7, 8 different tools that we're using. This is why I love those all-in-one platforms, digital CEO systems, because it is extremely helpful and it helps you to streamline your workflows and it helps you kind of position your business, not kind of, position your business to truly thrive. So let's dig in and let's talk about what it means or ways that you can identify your bottlenecks in your workflows. So, bottlenecks, of course, are areas in your business processes where tasks kind of get stuck or delayed. Tasks such as how quick you're completing different things, you're taking too long to do certain things, longer than it expected, that should set off an alarm. It should set off an alarm that you got a bottleneck somewhere, right? Whatever that task is it taking you too long to do blog articles? Is it taking you too long to set up your social media? Is it taking you too long to deal with the bookkeeping or accounting piece, right? These are bottlenecks, things that slow you down and cause you to focus on that instead of focusing on that thing that you work best at, that thing that you're gifted at most. Hey, Brenda, how are you, dear? I might bring you up here because it looks like you got it going on too. We may have to pull you in here in a second. This doing these things, analyzing and looking at these bottlenecks, finding out where you're constantly running into issues is going to be vitally important because it's going to help you, one, get unstuck. It's going to help you see why you're constantly delayed in the things that you're doing. And as you look at those tasks, and find out what it is that's causing you to do it, AKA you may not be the best one to do it. You're not good at it. Then you can see, one, who you may need. I need to give this to somebody. This task is slowing me down, or it's starting to pile up too much and I am not getting anywhere. This can help you understand the root cause, okay, of the inefficiencies and tackle them head on, not procrastinate, right? So you got to identify. That's the first step. Identify the bottlenecks in your workflow so you can create a good workflow. Second one is that you need to, or the next step is you need to eliminate or simplify unnecessary steps. See, I come from a very high technical background. I used to be a network facilities manager. Yes, back, oh my gosh, probably 20 something years ago, I managed 7 call centers back then. Okay. And because I come from a high technical background, I had a tendency of overcomplicating things. And I kept trying to figure out, why was I running into this issue? What was going on? And as I began to start simplifying things and eliminating all these unnecessary steps that I really just didn't need in my business process, things begin to open up. Once you identify those bottlenecks and then you evaluate the step-by-step of everything you're doing, call it workflows, right? SOPs, all these different things, you will then be able to begin to determine if any of these steps really need to stay there or if you need to remove them. This is why we test stuff, right? This is why we test. You test so you can see, are they working well? Do you need to remove them? Or do we need to simplify them, more? So this is why step-by-step approach. Now, a lot of people feel like you don't need to automate everything. For me, I automate as much as I need to automate. Those things that I'm going to give to someone else, I may not automate because I'm giving it away, right? But as I begin to outline SOPs, workflows, I can see the step-by-step approach. Now I can see, oh, okay, I'm doing this in this direction. This needs to be down here. Or if this doesn't make sense at all, I need to just completely remove it. This will allow you to eliminate any redundant task, okay, first and foremost, and it'll allow you, of course, to improve that efficiency and get out of that inefficient type mode. By doing this, you can streamline your processes and make them more manageable, okay, for you and your team. Now, the third step in, giving yourself that checkup from the neck up when it comes to streamlining your workflows is look at the tools. So you want to implement tools to automate or optimize your process. You can't do this until you've identified. Kind of touched on that yesterday. So a lot of us jump, we get Dubsado, we get ClickFunnels, we get digital CEO systems, we get all these different things. They're all good things to have, right? But if you hadn't identified certain things and eliminated things so that you can operate in a more simplified approach as a successful female CEO, it's going to be a waste of your time to start automating because you don't know what you're automating. You don't know what it is you're optimizing yet. So you got to take the time to do that. Once you do it, I want you to understand the importance of embracing technology. Don't be afraid of it. It's time for you to leverage said tools that can help you automate any and all of those repetitive tasks and optimize your processes. You want to work smart, not hard. That's what it's all about. All right. So, for example, I know that some of you all may use the famous scheduling calendar, Calendly, right? Or Acuity, or Book Like a Boss for appointments. You may use project management tools like Asana and Trello for your team collaboration, or CRM tools like HubSpot or Salesforce to manage your customers' relationships. You even have to look at those tools and see, are they truly the best tools for me? Am I causing a bottleneck in my finances, in my business? Because I'm all over here. Dubsado, I'm using this over here. I got, lead pages. I got ClickFunnels. You got all this stuff everywhere. Talk about going down in your pockets. You really need to truly see what it is that you need to have, and it's done by way of simplifying and checking those things out, doing an audit of what you actually have, so that way you can see, should I be using this software? Am I working with it well? Am I going to be giving it to somebody else to do? I mean, there's so many different things that you need to be aware of when it comes to the tools that you're going to be using, but you gotta do those first three steps first, as I mentioned. Identify those bottlenecks in your workflows, because those workflows are going to turn into SOPs, standard operating procedures, hopefully, because you're going to be mapping things out, setting up videos. So when you're not able to do it, you can give it to somebody else. Your next, again, you need to eliminate or simplify unnecessary steps. Are these steps necessary? And then third, we need to implement tools to automate or optimize our process. Now, so for like your coaches, consultants, and service providers that I talked to you about, that I work with, when we think about streamlining workflows, your workflow can look like this. It can look like a seamless booking system for appointments. So when I think about a seamless booking system for appointments, I think about a system that I can utilize online, that's easy for my customers or my clients or prospects to get to. Is it easy for me to integrate it into whatever? These things need to be relatively easy for you, because if it's not easy for you, guess who is not going to be easy for as well? Stop making things hard for your clients. I used to tell people, go over to meet.danettemoss.com. I still have that. Instead, I just tell y'all to go to letstalkstrategies.com. When you go to that one spot and you click on that button that says schedule your complimentary session, here we are starting that booking process. You got one place you're going, you're clicking on it, and it allows you to go ahead and get on my calendar. But you don't have to go here, then come over here, click down here, then click over there. Stop making things difficult for your clients, because if you make it difficult for clients and prospects, trust me, you're making it difficult for you. You want to utilize something and integrate it in a way that's as simplified as possible. Now, these tools, again, should be easy tools for you to use to schedule, or you to be able to, for people to schedule themselves, or for you to put them on some sort of system. A way, if I were you, if I was having a scheduling system, aka a calendar, you want to make sure that particular system has a way to send reminders, even take payments. In behind my calendar, if you're not doing that complimentary session, if you're doing a VIP day, if you're having a strategy audit session with me, before you can even select the date, one, there's a questionnaire in front of it. I don't want to waste your time, and I definitely can't let you waste my time. I'm a busy female CEO, aka mompreneur. I got things I got to do. And out of respect to your time and my time, I want to make sure we set the pace, and I know what we're getting ready to get into. So that questionnaire, put those questions out there so you'll know, and they will know what's going to be expected. Why? Because it's going to help save you time and maximize that back and forth of communication, and provide more of a better experience for the client and a better experience for you. So a seamless booking system is a tip that I definitely have for the consultants, coaches, and service providers, that women that are in business. You need that. My favorite one is digital CEO systems. Yeah, I'm going to keep talking it up. But most of you all may be using Calendly and all of that. And look at those prices. You spending money on Calendly, lead pages, all these social media stuff. Check out digital CEO systems. This is a one-stop shop for you to be able to do all the different things you need. You get 14 days free anyway, right, to use it. And I help onboard you. That's a whole nother topic. Let's now talk about organizing your content, planning and scheduling it. That's another thing that will help you as a busy or yet overwhelmed coach, consultant, or service provider. When you organize things and begin to schedule things, Instagram is getting ready to have some problems. replay it. But as I was saying, when we organize our content planning, scheduling, we look at creating a content calendar to plan your social media posts, your blog articles, newsletters, and more. How I do that is I use a templated type format. Yes, I have templates, and I believe you all should also. Template the things you need to do. It makes it easy for you to flow well, for your workflows, for your automations, for email 1, 2, and 3, for the follow ups, those things that you need, right? Again, you have tools like Asana, Trello, Monday.com, digital CEO systems that can help you visualize, right? Your content planning and collaborate more with your team. Whether you have someone in-house working with you, a VA, a junior admin, it makes it easier for that collaboration piece. And once that content is planned out, um, it makes it much more easier, and it makes more sense for you to use scheduling tools, right? I know for like some people use Hootsuite. I hated that. It was just too much going on. In Buffer or Later, I did use Later, but it was still too many other restrictions. So I chose to go to the all-in-one type features, right? To help me do what it is that I really needed, to do, and to do it where it made sense in a more simplified way, to ease how much time it was taking me to do it, and to ensure that I showed up a lot more consistently. So having some sort of scheduling system for even your marketing, we talked about that yesterday, will help you streamline your workflow. Next, as a busy, female CEO, mompreneur, solopreneur, coach, consultant, service provider, you need to think about what you can use for efficiency, for team communication and task management, right? How are you able to communicate with your people? I know Asana was very good for me, and I still use Asana with my junior admin, but she's also using digital CEO systems where I have her coming in with her own username and password. I don't have to give her my personal information. I don't know if she's going to stay and keep working with me, right? You never want to give somebody your master stuff. You need a system where you can show them how they can get, or how you can integrate them into something. You can communicate with them. They can see that you're working on something. You can see that they're working on something. Nobody's confused. Everybody's on the same page. Okay. So if you don't want to look at systems like Asana and Trello for communications, there are systems like Slack, Microsoft Team, Google Chat. These are just ways for you and your team members to easily collaborate with each other and stay up to date on projects in the progress of these things. That's the workflow piece, right? Now, additional project management tools that I know I've used and that you can consider looking at. Again, I've already mentioned Asana. Basecamp is a good one. Some of these can be kind of costly. ClickUp, I didn't favor it, but I know a lot of people that do like it. You can assign tasks, set deadlines, uh, track the progress, because you definitely want to track progress of how things are working out, because you're paying people to work. You can't expect for them to work like you do. This is why systems and processes are going to be important. So that way, at least you can manage and track to see what they're doing, and catch a bottleneck if it's taking them too long, and honestly see if they're the perfect fit for the project. It may be time to go ahead and move on to someone else. But having these necessary things in place and having a way for you to communicate with your team is going to be vitally important, and to be able to discuss and keep that checkup from the neck up when it comes to task management. That's growth, right? It's going to be the growth of your business, so you can stay on top of those things. So again, those softwares that I kind of mentioned will allow you to track those things, keep up with them, communicate with them. And by streamlining your team communication and task management, you will keep everyone, like I said, on the same page, and ensure that the projects run what? As smoothly as possible. They got to, right? Remember, streamlining your workflows is key when it comes to growing a successful business and making it much more efficient and simplified, not complicated and overwhelming. You don't need that. Implement these strategies today if you hadn't. You need to go ahead and get them in place. And when you do it, watch how your business will thrive and won't stay stagnated. And again, you won't feel like you're stopping and starting all the time instead of putting your business on rinse and repeat. It's time to do that. Okay? Now, I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message in the DM. It goes down in the DM, right? Send me a message there. Or better yet, if you'd like to go ahead and get on my calendar and schedule a complimentary 20-minute session, okay? What I like to call system strategies or business strategy session. So we can see if you are on point or if you need some help getting there. The time is now to systematize that business, to get your SaaS on in your business. We are approaching Q2. We might as well say we are in it. There's no need to cry over spilled milk. If you've been struggling and Q1 didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to turn out, girl, you still got time. You're still here, and you still have that God-given dream that he gave you. Now, you just need to go ahead and put those systems in place. I always say you can be a mom or a wife or a solopreneur woman and not sacrifice your family, not feel guilty about the family, and still have and achieve those dreams and goals that you really desire to do. All you really truly need are systems to do it. That's what you need. So when you put those systems in place, because you've identified those things like your daily activities, you're not just jumping and coming downstairs and getting on your computer or going in your office and getting on your computer and jumping right on social media without a mapped out plan, because you'll be there, time will be sucked up. You're not going straight to your emails first thing in the morning. You got a method to your madness. You took the time to map out a prioritized task list or to-do list. And when you map it out, it's all flowing now because you're taking a systematic approach. So when I sit down and things go out and I have follow-ups with people, there's a workflow method in place. There's an automation. It's a smooth transition. And when I run into issues, I don't beat myself up, because life happens, right? Because technology happens in a negative way sometimes, right? But I love the fact that because there is a method to my madness, I can recover quick. Like today, I came in, sat down, got on this computer, running in from the grocery store, doing stuff. Everything was set up, ready to go, got stuck at the store, came in, all of a sudden, my system was talking to me. It was going in a loop. I said, okay, let me reboot it. Came on and got down to business. Why was I able to get down to business? I have my script ready. I know what I'm going to talk about. It was mapped out. It was planned. My workflow method, my template method is all on point so that I can deliver, so that I can show up, so that I can help you get your SaaS on in your business. It is time for us to elevate our business. If you are a solopreneur, female CEO, mompreneur, whatever title you decide you want to call yourself, and you are ready to take your business to the next level, you're working by yourself, you don't quite know which way to go, how to get started, the direction you need to go in, go ahead and jump on over. Let's go ahead and schedule some time with each other so that I can at least see where I could assist you or direct you to somebody else. Listen, I'm all good with that. I may not be your fit. I may not be your judge, but I do know this. My goal is to help and work with as many women in business as possible that are coaches, consultants, and service providers like myself, and to help them put their business on rinse and repeat. It is time for you to get to those 6, 7, and 8 figures. It's time for us to get past that wall. And the way that we're going to do it is to put those necessary systems in place, get them workflows in place, put that business on rinse and repeat instead of stop and start. This is Danette Moss, business systems and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady over at Let's Talk Strategies, home of the SaaS Factor. And just in case you may be wondering what SaaS stands for, it is an acronym, and it stands for 2 different things. When I first started this vision, this dream, and operating in this God-given goal and dream that he gave me, SaaS stood for being strategic, taking action, and creating your own signature systems. But I quickly found out that a lot of y'all were struggling with that. You couldn't create a signature system because you were overcomplicating things. So I decided it's time for me to teach and show you how to do what? Simplify, automate, systematize, and streamline your business. This will set you up to get your sass on. So that way, when we get down to peeling back the onion layer and creating our own signature system so that our staff can work with us, that doggone stuff go again. So that our staff can work well with us, or so that we can assist our clients, whether you are a solo person dealing with solo people or dealing with a team of people, that you got to have that SaaS on. And you need to have your own signature system so you can rinse and repeat. And that's all SaaS is all about. And this is all that I've been here for the entire month of March in honor of Women's History Month. I'm all about empowering women together. I'm you. I know what it feels like to be overwhelmed, but I also know what it feels like and how good it feels to go from overwhelm to simplifying, automating, systematizing, and streamlining my business. Let me tell y'all, it has been so rewarding that I can now finally sit still and focus on things I need to focus on, like spend time with my children, spend time with other loved ones, grow the business, know what it is that I'm doing consistently, and know the thing that I don't want to work on. So I may need to press the pause button. I may need to delegate it. I may need to scrap it. It's just part of it. But you won't know these things if you don't take a systematic approach. Again, this is the Nat Moss Business System Strategist, aka Implementation Strategist, actually Business Systems Implementation Strategist. Y'all, I'm the strategy lady, okay? Over at Let's Talk Strategies. And I'm loving working with you all, those female CEOs, helping you put that business on rinse and repeat. Hit me up if you need some help. I'm here for you. Thanks so much for joining me. Make sure you come back and hang out with me tomorrow, day 30 of Women's History Month, for another segment of Empowering Women Together. Y'all take care now. Thanks so much, Brenda, girl. You've been hanging out with me. Brenda, the solutions is girl 199123. Roger Salma. Yes, Salma's been hanging out with me too. She was a classmate. Girl, we've been out of school for years now. Good God. And 6 are mine. Thanks so much for hanging out with me over here on Instagram. And for those of you that are hanging out with me over on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, I truly appreciate you all for showing up. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a message in the comments area. Tell me what you've gotten out of this. If you need to, again, get on my calendar, go ahead and get your spot. If you have some suggestions, hey, I'm open for them. Drop them in the comment section. It can also go down in the DM. I'm looking forward to talking to you. I got to get off here now, y'all. Got to get ready for some dinner, get some things prepared. Take care, and thanks for joining me.